Yeah.
Thank you for being here with us for our special coverage. I'm Lorenzo Hall.
I think it's 2045.
2045 is it?
One more
Okay.
additional year.
Okay.
2045, and this is going to be the final
It's 44.
solar eclipse. Is it 44? It's 44. Okay. All right, 44. It's the final one in North America until 2044. And here in the DMV, everybody's trying to check it in. You know, we have been using these shades, right?
Yes.
Okay, put them on, Zoe.
You got that? You can't see anything facing this way.
So we put the shades on. Bear with us. We're going to turn around.
The sun is in this direction for us,
We're
and you can
look
see
up.
it's
It's like a crescent in a dark sky, and it's so cool. So wherever you are right now, if you're looking up, you need glasses like the ones we have on to see it all.
You know, I got to say, we've been talking about this for weeks now.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's one thing to see it in person like this. We've seen the visuals on TV.
Yeah.
Some people may have seen it before back in 2017. But just marveling at it right now and just noticing some of the differences standing here. It's starting to get a little darker out. Not totally dark, but there's been a change.
And this is our weather terrace here at WUSA9. It's become an impromptu watch spot. We've been having sort of impromptu parties. We're gathering here. We're all looking up. When we first got in, we could see the sky was dark and we could see an orange ball. And now we can see that partial totality coming up here. So,
but you know who's going to have total, like totality?
Oh.
A total solar eclipse?
It's going to be Caitlin.
Yeah. Meteorologist Caitlin McGrath in Erie, Pennsylvania. We know, Caitlin, you've been looking forward to this as well. What's happening there? Show us what it's like.
Yeah, tell us, because we can't really see what's happening right now. So describe what's happening around you.
You guys, it is truly indescribable. We have slowly been watching the moon moving in front of the sun. I've been keeping an eye on the temperature change. We're already over 10 degrees colder than it was as the partial phase of totality was occurring here. And we are just about 14 minutes away from totality. And it is just incredible. Everyone keeps popping on their glasses, of course, to safely look up at the sun. We just have this tiny crescent moon here, anxiously awaiting those final moments before we reach totality. We can look forward to Bailey's beads. That's the moment whenever the final rays from the sun are passing through the valleys of the moon. Everyone here is just so excited. And I have to give a shout out to the weather. We had an awful morning here in Erie. It was raining, it was cloudy. It wasn't until 3 minutes before the partial stage of the partial eclipse started that the skies finally opened up. Everyone here at Liberty Park in Erie rejoiced. It was truly just an incredible moment. Everyone is coming together, just looking up at the sky safely, of course, with our solar glasses. It is just such a spectacular event to be a part of. And we know this is just one of many areas in the path of totality and one of many incredible things happening during the eclipse. We told you last week about the special launches going off from Wallops Island, NASA launching special sounding rockets to study the atmosphere in a way you can only study it during a total eclipse. We saw one of those rockets launch earlier today, just about 45 minutes before the peak eclipse for our friends there in the DMV, and they're going to launch another one during the eclipse and the final one 45 minutes after the peak solar eclipse. But again, we are so quickly approaching peak totality here in Erie. Just that tiny sliver of the sun is left. Totality here set for 3:16 to 3:20, nearly 4 full minutes of seeing totality here, when we can all actually take our glasses off. During those moments, you can take your glasses off, and everyone is just so excited. We'll see you just moments before totality happens here in Erie for an update of what it's like.
We're looking at you now in our screen over off to you. You're at home watching us this way. Our television is this way, so we can look at Caitlin that way. Wow, what a great crowd out there, Caitlin, and so much excitement around you.
Yeah.
She's been really looking forward to this.
We know you've been looking forward to it, Caitlin, and I can barely hear you, but I don't know if you talked about the change in weather. I noticed you're wearing a jacket right now. We're standing directly under the sun, so it's relatively warm here in Washington.
Fabulous.
But have you noticed a change in the weather at all?
Yeah, I've been keeping a close eye on the temperature change with my anemometer here, and we're already 10 degrees colder than it was when the partial phase first started. It was 71 degrees whenever this moon first started to pass in front of the sun, and we're now down to 59 degrees. I'm keeping an eye on the wind as well, because the wind will get calmer whenever we reach totality. And of course, here in Erie, here in the path of totality, we're gonna fall into complete darkness. It is just incredible. And I have to give a shout out to the DMV. We have some strong representation here in Erie. We have folks from Prince George's County, Montgomery County, met folks from Leesburg County as well. We're gonna talk to them as we head throughout the next several hours of our coverage, but the DMV definitely showed up for this once in a lifetime event.
That's fantastic, Caitlin. I have to say, so she says it's 59 degrees there. So I would say she's got the better view of totality, but it's 71 right here. So we got the better weather. So, you know, it's okay that we didn't get to see full totality.
I don't know if you guys could hear, folks are starting to clap here.
Yeah?
Oh.
I don't know if you can tell, folks are starting to clap here because it's really starting to get dark here, and you can see the shadow cast across the bay. It is just incredible. But again, we'll check in whenever we get a little bit closer to those final moments before totality. I'll send things back to you guys though.
That is cool. And I mean, I guess the trip is worth it, huh? When you get that big of a difference in total darkness.
Once you won't see it again for another 20 years.
Right.
Absolutely.
It is worth it.
All right, Caitlin, that's fantastic. Back here at home.
There's a lot happening.
There's a lot happening.
As we told you, on the National Mall.
Michaela Lucero is out there shrouded with great new friends and families out there taking all of this in. Tell us what you're seeing, Michaela.
Yeah, still an impressive show here too.
Hey guys, yeah, I am here on the National Mall, and you can see behind me, it is packed. The lawn between the Capitol and the Washington Monument, there is just about zero space left. Lots of people out here enjoying the partial eclipse. I've been watching it with my glasses, and we're starting to see that crescent coming through. It is so cool to see with our glasses. Now, I was actually able to talk with Dr. Jowens, who works with the National Air and Space Museum, and she gave me a little more information about the events going on here at the National Mall today and gave me some insight on today's eclipse. Here's what she had to say.
So on the National Mall, we're having our Eclipse Festival today, and you'll be able to look at the eclipse through eclipse glasses. We'll have a solar telescope where you can see the surface of the sun, maybe see some sunspots. The sun is actually in a period of its maximum activity right now, so it should be a really cool event to experience. We get to see some of the cultural relations to eclipses. It's just going to be a really fantastic time.
Can you tell me just a little bit more about what an eclipse is and why it is so cool to see?
An eclipse is when the moon crosses between the Earth and the sun, and it shades out the light coming from the sun so that we get a few moments of darkness. And this is a pretty unusual event for us humans to see, but from a planetary perspective, it's not that rare. It happens somewhere on the Earth every 18 months or so, but most of the Earth is covered in water. And so when it happens over land in a place where we can conveniently get to, it's not that common. And so today it's really exciting that we get to have an eclipse cross most of the continental US with the path of totality. And it's just such a cool moment to be able to experience a really planetary scale event on a human time frame. So in the scale of minutes, we can see the moon crossing through its orbit and blocking out the sun and then coming out of that shadow. It's just such a cool experience for us as humans.
It is such a cool experience for us as humans, reminds us how little we are. Now, Zoe and Leslie, I do have to tell you, you're both right. We do have an eclipse coming in 2044 and in 2045. My goodness. Now, there will be eclipses both of those years, but the one in 2044 will only be visible for Montana, North Dakota, and parts of Canada. But another one in 2045, that will be one that is visible for most of the United States. So we do have multiple coming up, but not for several more decades. So get outside, grab your glasses, check out the eclipse. It is so cool. You will definitely be able to see it. There's also plenty of ways for you to check out the eclipse if you have a little eclipse box, or if you take a colander outside, like a strainer, and you use the shadow to see kind of the crescent moons from that. There are plenty of ways that you can still enjoy the eclipse even if you don't have your special glasses. Just make sure whatever you do not look at the sun. Don't want to harm your eyes. All right, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio. I'm live on the mall, WUSA9.
Yeah, that's so important, that reminder about the glasses, because it takes just a few seconds to have a real problem with your eyes. We see behind you, Michaela, that everybody is ready. Everybody's got the glasses.
Yep.
And,
you can see the difference here.
Oh, yeah.
Those of you watching us right now,
Right.
how the lighting is sort of changing just a bit.
yeah, every
And
little
you're
bit.
tempted to just turn around really
I know,
quickly
we're
to
like,
see
don't
what's
turn,
happening,
don't
but
turn.
we're like, no, not until we put these on. And I thought Michaela brought up a very good point about the years 2024, 2045. These eclipses happen every 18 months or so, but they're not often over land.
Right.
So that's what makes this one that we're seeing today so unique.
Absolutely, so unique. And of course, the one she mentioned coming up in 2044 is the one that many more people will see other than the one in 2045. So you can see why people are really making a mad dash. And, Michaela, Caitlin, Topper, all of our colleagues who've done stories about the eclipse have talked about how important it is for you to just see it, to experience it, to be in the moment. You'll never have a moment like this, at least in this moment. And it's really so very powerful. I totally agree with the advice that they've given. Zoe, again, it's getting
You're seeing
darker.
the difference. I know you're
We're
feeling the
seeing it's
temperature
getting
change just a little
darker,
bit. You said
a
it was
little
what,
bit.
71 degrees earlier?
Yeah,
We're
so I
about
still
there,
have
but-
71.
Okay.
But it definitely is getting a little darker here.
And I'm trying to see the cloud cover for us as well.
Okay,
It's
you
not-
turn
yeah,
around.
it's-
Let's see.
320 is
320
max for us. And we're at what, Topper? 80 Topper's over here.
We're at
the
87.4%.
87.4% is
87.4%.
what we'll see. Again, Caitlin, Erie, Pennsylvania, they're going to see 100%.
Yep.
For us, 87.4. That's still good. You can
That's
still
not
see the
bad.
change.
I mean, we're calling it partial. 87% is
a
close
little
to
more.
90. I round it up.
Yeah.
I
You're
round
around.
We always
everything
do,
up.
right?
All right, so there is a party going on at Bowie State University, and our Melissa Kim is there.
Yeah, she joins us now. Another watch party taking place there. Lots of folks gathered. Melissa, what are you seeing?
Yeah, you guys were just talking about the temperature dropping and the light kind of changing for you guys. We definitely felt it right here too at Bowie State University, where there's almost 1,500 people here, students, faculty, people from the neighborhood, just people who are interested in space here. It's kind of been like a real party out here. The marching band is here. They have concessions open. Definitely an event here at Bowie State University. And it's drawn interest from students here who are science majors. I spoke to some computer science majors, some biology majors, who have obviously been speaking about this in their classes and learning about it and how research from the solar eclipse could help their fields in the future. But I also spoke to one student who was a freshman on the track team, Aiden. He's a sports management major, and he's said, this doesn't have to do with his field of study really all that much as the science folks, but he said that he wanted to come out because it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It was cool to see, and he said there's a lot of people that have been talking about this on campus all week as you hear the crowds of students here just a little bit.
It's happening.
And the PA announcer here at the football stadium at Bulldog Stadium talking about
Solar Eclipse Watch Party
how the eclipse is
2024.
happening.
It is happening live.
I'm gonna let you listen to it a little bit here.
Live from the campus of Bowie State University.
So obviously a lot of excited students here putting on their glasses, which, by the way, about 3,000 pairs were donated by NASA, and NASA is sponsoring this watch party event here as well. As you see students looking up to the sky right now as we are almost there here in Bowie in terms of almost totality here in what we can see. But yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of interest here in this as well. And I also spoke to a 5-year-old girl whose mother is a professor here at Bowie State. She said she wants to be an astronaut as well. So you can tell that this is obviously having an effect on not just students here, but the future of science. A lot of people talking today about having more women in STEM, more people of color in STEM as well. Lorenzo, Leslie, back to you. As you can hear a lot of cheering here at Bowie State University. Back to you.
That is the Bulldog energy out there. It's so exciting, and we've been listening to you, we've been watching you, and then we've been turning around and putting our glasses on and looking up, Melissa. I know you've been doing the same thing in between your live shots.
I was about to say, more than anything, you watch this happening
Oh, yeah.
across the country, across our region, and it really feels like it's bringing us all together. This one moment, everyone's sort of doing the same
Right.
thing, experiencing almost the same thing. It's pretty cool.
The Great American Eclipse. Maybe that's the one thing that will finally unite us all. How
Yeah,
about it?
And here's a look now from NASA, and this is
their live stream.
This is their live stream. They've
Yeah.
been showing us this. This is
It's
out
from
of Cleveland,
Cleveland.
Ohio. Yeah,
That's right.
So we've
They-
had these different views throughout the day,
That's fantastic.
and I'm hearing that we have a minute and a half until totality
wow.
in Erie, and that's where our Caitlin McGrath is right now. Let's go back to her to see how things are changing. This is your big moment, Caitlin.
Oh, look how dark it is.
You guys, it is just incredible. It has gotten so dark. You can see the lights around the park here are on. There's just kind of like a hush around the crowd and everyone just staring up. We still have our glasses on right now because we're still in that partial phase, but we are just about a minute away from totality when we can all take our glasses off. I'm looking so intently to see the diamond ring effect and Bailey's beads. Again, those final moments whenever the sun shines through the valleys of the moon. And I mean, it really is, it's eerie here in Erie. Everyone just eyes to the sky as we are minutes away from totality, just watching the sun slowly fall behind the moon, just the tiniest sliver. I mean, we have got to be just moments away at this point. You can just see the tiniest little sliver of the sun, and it's really only about like a 1/12 of the, a little tiny 1/12 of the sun. We are getting so dark so quickly. I mean, I want to take my glasses off too. It is like night is falling here in Erie as we are so close. And again, we're just waiting for that moment of totality whenever we can take our glasses off. You can hear everyone. We are closing in on those final moments until we can see the corona. And we can no longer see the sun. I mean, that is just the coolest thing I have ever seen. So we are officially in totality. We have about a little over 3.5 minutes where we can just soak in what is the coolest sight. I mean, I am truly just at a loss of words. Edwin, my photographer on the camera, of course, showing you the sights here. Edwin, you've got to take a minute. You've got to step away from the camera, buddy, and see it because it is incredible.
What does this feel like now that you're seeing totality? What does it feel like? Does it feel different?
It feels, it is undescribable. I know that's the second time I've said that. I said it felt undescribable. Even when we were in the partial phases and we can see a Bailey's bead, it is incredible. I truly, I wish I had the words to say it.
Yeah. So Caitlin, we know that
but you can just
this
see
is your
this
first
beautiful
total.
light shining behind the moon.
This is your first total solar eclipse, right?
Yes, this is my first total eclipse. I saw the partial eclipse back in 2017, and that, don't get me wrong, that was incredible. It was so cool, but this is unlike anything I could have ever imagined. And you guys know I've been doing a lot of stories, talking to a lot of folks about what totality is. I thought I had this great idea and understanding of what to expect, but I mean, that moment of being able to take our glasses off and see this moment is just incredible.
I suppose it's one thing to read about it and to know scientifically what's happening. Quite different to experience it, huh?
Yes, I mean, Leslie, that is so true. I can equate that to, storm chasing for the first time. You read in textbooks how thunderstorms form, but to actually see it, to see a tornado touch down it's incredible. And this is very akin to that, and just so cool to be here with hundreds, if not thousands of people, everyone staring up at the sky in what is one of the most incredible celestial events, a true astronomical phenomenon that is so rare. I mean, this is the next time Erie is going to be in the total solar eclipse is the year 2144.
And I remember you saying before, Caitlin, I'm interested in seeing, look at the corona there.
Now we can actually see what you see.
If you spoke with a photographer or someone who sort of goes around for these solar eclipses, and he said that it's best to just take it in with your glasses first, enjoy it before you start taking the photographs and everything like that. You have to just feel the moment which it seems like a lot of people there are doing.
That's fantastic. And you know what? We
It
are
really
about.
is, and
we're just.
it is such a fleeting moment.
Got it. Listen, Caitlin, we are just a few seconds away from seeing it on our end, so we're going to come back to us.
Look at that.
And we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Look at
wow,
that.
that beam.
Yeah, so it really does only last for just a couple of minutes,
really
and what a total
does.
change, right, from what we saw before.
Total change.
Total darkness, and now that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Almost
so-
4 minutes. Topper says you had almost 4 minutes. That's incredible.
See, that's what I didn't expect. That sort of change right away. You know, we talk about you think of the sun, the moon,
Right.
and
And
know,
here
you're
it is,
thinking-
and it's getting darker
Yeah, now it's
here,
getting a little darker
right?
here.
Every moment it gets a little bit darker.
And the weather held up for you guys there in Erie, Pennsylvania as well. Caitlin, it seems like it's holding up for us as well. We have a few clouds, but it's not obscuring the view as much.
yeah. All right, we're going to come back to us right now because
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
are-
the timing of the clearing couldn't be more perfect. And guys, I do want to note, if you can hear me, during totality, our temperature dropped down to 54 degrees. We started off
Wow.
at 71 degrees whenever
Okay.
the partial eclipse began, down to 54. I mean, it
I was
it
trying
was
to see
just,
ours.
it was truly a total body experience.
Yeah. You feel the
Wow.
breeze here now a little
We
bit?
can feel the breeze, although, and yeah, we feel much more of a breeze now. Okay, so we are keeping an eye on the skies in just a second with these glasses because
We got to go to Colvin Run
it's
Elementary School
about,
now.
we got to go to Colvin Run Elementary
Fairfax
School.
County.
That's where the school community has their glasses on, and they are out looking at partial totality there. Eric, are you with the crew there at Colvin Run? Not
Okay,
yet.
they're not.
Okay.
I mean,
So-
at this point, they're probably really busy because of where we are right now
Probably
with
are.
our partial
So
eclipse.
if you're at home and you want to step outside for a second, we're going to
the
put these
glasses.
on for just a moment because this is the moment, right, where we
Yeah.
can look up.
And like you were saying before, Les, it's still that crescent.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's just a weird tone. It's like, you know, just a big filter.
it is. It's like a big filter around an orange crescent. It's like a crescent moon, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a crescent moon. It is amazing to see. None of us will forget this or forget where we were in this moment when we experienced
At 3:22.
at 3:20,
on April
3:22,
2024. And what are we looking at here? We have Niagara Falls. We were telling you that, you know, the path of this eclipse will stretch from Texas up
Right.
to Canada. So you're seeing, like a lot of people are getting the same views. Some views are better than others.
Right.
But Niagara Falls, they had a similar view as Caitlin McGrath in Erie, Pennsylvania, not too long ago. And you can see it's brightening up just a bit there too.
It feels like a New Year's celebration where, you know, there's different time zones and everybody's experiencing at different times. It's
Yeah.
like a rolling, yay,
Yeah.
yay. And so, well, we
Todd
don't have
wants to know where the
champagne
champagne
today.
is. That
No,
would've been
no.
great.
Okay.
Wait, so Tom, how long does ours last? You mentioned
Come on in.
We're about 3 minutes.
3 minutes or
Yeah.
so? Okay.
3 minutes.
So we are now, we're
Come on in.
about to start the
Come
other
on in
side.
for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when
we're about
our
to start the other side.
when our 3 minutes is up,
Yep.
then what?
We still get to enjoy it going the other way.
Right.
Okay.
So we have another hour and 15 before it's totally over. So
Okay.
it's still kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, by the way, it's cooler out here,
It's
isn't it?
definitely
It feels really
cooler.
good.
It feels really good. Now my watch still says 71, but what are you saying, Mr. Scientist?
I didn't check the temperature when I first came out, but it's probably about 69 or 70.
69.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Nice
right.
breeze. Okay.
Pretty good.
Want to go back to Colvin Run
Let's
Elementary?
do it. I think Eric Flack is there with the great school community of Colvin Run. They are taking a look at the path of totality. Hey there, Eric. What are you all seeing?
Hey, it's been a really amazing experience out here at Colvin Elementary here in Vienna. You can notice the chill right now. The kids are all really, really excited. We're right about the point where we're going to see the most totality that we're going to see here. There are kids from all grades right down to preschool. If you kind of look around behind me, it's a field of kids there. And I do want to ask this young lady, what is your name?
Adriana.
Adriana, what has this experience been like for you?
It's so insane. It's so extraordinary. Like, I'm not gonna see this in Virginia. This is not gonna happen for like another 385 years, something like that. And it's not gonna happen in the USA for like 20 more years. It's so insane that it's happening right now and I'm gonna see it.
What did you think when you saw it? And as you just looked at it at probably the most it's gonna be as far as totality, what did you think of the eclipse?
Like, wow, it's very shocking because like the sun is always, it's so it's obvious. The sun is very noticeable right now. It's getting covered. And it's so insane that like a moon that's so small compared to the sun is just covering it completely.
That is well said. I'll tell you what, there are some smart kids out here in Fairfax County, Vienna, and they are really making the most of this opportunity to really be part of history. Back to you guys.
We have filters over here, photo filters that we've been using to try to get pictures.
Everyone wants to
see
capture the moment.
Eclipse. Yeah. And you know what? The best picture is going to be the one in our minds.
Exactly.
The imprint.
You were just saying we are not going to forget this moment, where we were, what we felt on this day. This is what matters.
I think we're clear.
Absolutely. Incredible. So this has been quite a moment for the nation. For the world, really, right?
Everyone doing the same thing, expecting the same thing. A lot of folks having parties in the area.
Yeah.
Just sort of that unity centered around this, and it's a reminder that we're small when you think of the universe.
We sure are, but a blip in the universe, and how something as vast as a total eclipse can bring us all together.
Piques
Perhaps
your curiosity.
we may learn a little something from all of this. We are not done with our coverage of this amazing celestial event. We'll have more coverage starting at 4 o'clock on WUSA9. Thank you for joining us. Just remember, keep
Still
these
use
glasses
those, y'all.
handy. Be
We'll see you
safe,
soon.
and remember this day.